Okay, round 6 of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. It's Redbud, round 2 of the 3-stop Monster Energy Triple Crown of Motocross. We'll go to the 250 class first. Frenchman Christophe Pourcel has won every first moto this year, but his win streak goes up in smoke with a huge first-turn crash. He's tangled up with Max and Steve Brocktickle and others. He would eventually work his way back to 8th. That's not enough to hold the points lead because Jake Weimer, last week's winner, and the rider challenging Pourcel in points, Ryan Dungey, number 10, were battling for the lead. Eventually, Dungey able to get around Weimer, take the number 1 spot, and win the moto. Weimer keeps him honest, running a solid second, which will loom very big for the overall. On the very last lap, Justin Barcia leaps over his teammate Brett Metcalf to get the third. That's your 3, 2, and 1 finishers in moto number 1. Moto number 2. We haven't seen Dungey and Pourcel battle much this year. They've got to deal with the 577 KTM rider Martin Davalos. Dungey in second, then wants to go to the lead, and a wild crash on lap 1. He goes completely over the bars, flips the bike upside down, and is able to get up and stay inside the top 10. But Pourcel, seeing his rival on the ground, was ready to pounce. He would eventually get around Davalos, take off, and win the moto. And amazingly, Dungey would finish 8th in the second moto, so they would both tie with 8-1 and 1-8 moto scores. No change in the points lead of this 250 class. The real story, though, was who would win the overall for the day. Tommy Searle looked good in the 123, Brett Metcalf in the 24. Barcia struggled a bit in Moto 2, and that eventually left the door open for Jake Weimer to take a 2nd and a 4th in his 2 motos and win his 2nd race in a row. Congrats out to Jake and his Monster Energy Pro Circuit team. The number 19 is now in the AMA record book as a winner twice. On to the 450s. Chad Reed, series points leader on the Rockstar Makita Suzuki, has been struggling with his starts this year. He has 1 whole shot so far this season, make it 2 here at Redbud. Quickly pressure about the 29 Honda Red Bull Racing's Andrew Short. Short yet to win a race this season. He wants that breakthrough ride. He goes past Reed and puts down a sprint early. Way back in the pack, the 33 of Josh Grant. He had a big gap to make up, but the Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota Yamaha rider was on fire, eventually working his way up to the number 3 position. Late in the race, Reed's able to find some speed. He catches Short. Short makes a mistake. Reed takes over the number 1 spot. Short tried to fight back, but soon the man to watch was Grant. Late in the race, Grant's able to get around Short and take over 2nd. He wasn't done there. He chops down the gap that Reed had built up. Coming down to the last few corners, Grant gets to the inside, just not able to make the pass on Reed. Reed wins the moto. Grant and Short, 2nd and 3rd. Moto 2, Ivan Tedesco won both motos last week at Colorado. 4th in Moto 1 here. He's not happy. He grabs the whole shot in Moto number 2 at Redbud, and he tries to check out like he did in Colorado. Then he had Short in 2nd, Grant in 3rd, Reed in 4th. Complete reversal of the way the top 4 finished in Moto 1, but Grant wasn't satisfied with that. He would go after Short, take over the number 2 spot, and then eventually get to Tedesco, work his way around the Honda rider, and suddenly Josh Grant was looking at his first ever 450 class overall win. Reed did everything he could to get the overall points back from Grant. He would get around Short and then go after Tedesco for 2nd, but Tedesco would not yield. They would battle all the way down to the finish. Grant wins. Look at this exciting battle between Tedesco and Reed. Tedesco just edges Reed out for the number 2 spot. Reed's still 2nd overall on the day, but Josh Grant's a first-time winner. That's 5 of them this year in the 450 class. From here, the series will take a weekend off. We'll be back in Millville, Minnesota for round 7 as the second half of the 2009 Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship begins.